Hi, how's it going everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you a very well-known pattern, but it's a little variant I do. It's essentially a slightly different way to tie a Bling midge that I do for some of the crazy small sizes that I personally like to fish with. So I'm going to be tying this in a size 26, but you can do these all the way down to 28s and 30s. And that's why you'll kind of see the way that I do it is just to kind of keep the overall body and profile pretty slim. So in the vise, we're going to have a Gamakatsu C12 BM in a size 26, just because it's going to be a little bit easier for the camera to pick up. But the same is going to apply to any size fly, whether you're going down to 28s or 30s. And then for the thread, for the first color, because I'm going to be doing a two-tone, is going to be a tan 70 UTC thread. And generally, to get this started, I just like to start by the eye and lock my thread in. And when you're doing this pattern, one of the things you'll see as I'm tying it is I'm really trying to minimize my thread wraps overall, just because with the size of the fly, I like to have a very slim profile. And the thread color I'm using is tan for this main body. One of the things you'll see too, as I'm tying this in, is it's not building up a lot of body, and it's actually almost muted with that black hook, so it makes the body a little bit darker than like a true tan would be. So I'm gonna bring that thread down a little bit onto the bend of the hook, past the hook point, and then work that thread back up, trying to not build up a lot of bulk. And then just about where the hook point is, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my thread there so we can tie in our flash. Now the flash I use for this, just yet again to try to keep size down, is gonna be some extra small pearl tinsel in flat. And what I'm gonna do is just go in, keep the tinsel at a slight downward angle to help tie in. Can do a little pin trap to really lock it in. And then I'm gonna pull that tinsel until it's fully cleared the eye of the fly. So I'm gonna pull that tinsel, that way you don't have to trim anything off there. And if you look, my tinsel is yet again just about where that hook point is going up. That's so we can make the actual head of this fly later on. And from here, I'm not even going to do wraps behind it. I'm just going to do a two-turn whip finish to lock that thread in, and yet again trying to not build up a lot of bulk. You're going to trim that off. Just like that. And then we're going to get some 70 UTC black. And this can be, sometimes the trickiest part is just building up this actual head due to the size of the fly. I like to start right below, do about 3 or 4 wraps to lock that thread in. Go in, trim that excess. I'm going to wrap back to where that tinsel was. Go a little bit further back, just like that. And now we're going to wrap the tinsel around the body so we can get our flash. I like to do 2 wraps, makes the flash a little bit stronger. A little bit easier to see on the actual fly. And then we can lock it in, just going in front of it and behind it about once, trying to trim off that excess tinsel as close as we can to the actual head of the fly. So now we have a little bit of this head, this midge kind of fully tied up. And from here, we're basically just about done. All I'm gonna do is I'm going to build up the remainder with a few whip finishes. Going nice and slow. I'm using probably a bigger whip finish tool than I should, but I'll do about 3 or 4 turns. Slowly nestle that thread down, get some of that wax coating off. And then I'm going to go ahead right under and as close as I can. I'm going to trim that off. If there's a little bit excess, that's fine. Because from here, for durability of this fly, you might be able to tell on there. For the durability of it, I'm actually going to be using some thin, hard Solarez, mainly to make sure that 1, it drops down a little bit quicker just because it's very slim, and then 2, it's going to help with the overall durability, kind of hold all these materials locked in. And I'm not going to do a lot. That's actually more than we're going to keep on there, but I like to do a little bit excess, that way I can coat this fully around the body, going all the way back up to the head as well. And then I'll just kind of pinch it, and then when it's evenly coated, something just like that, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the UV light. That is my personal little favorite variation of the Bling midge, which is a crazy effective midge pattern for the winter time. And I like tying these just because I can tie them very small. They have a very slim and sleek body, and they definitely work. So one I would try. It does take a little bit of practice if you're not used to tying super small flies like this, but there's not too many steps overall. It's a pretty, you know, resource and step easy fly, but can take a little bit of time to get used to getting your thread wraps and the process all dialed in. So check it out, guys, try it yourself, and let us know how it goes. So thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your day.